Hello everyone, this is Bad Our Boy and we're back playing HOI4 as you can see, and today we're gonna start a new campaign in the recently updated Cold War Iron Curtain mod. Now before I jump into explaining what's the campaign gonna be about and what's gonna happen in it, just want to wish SWF good recovery. He is the lead dev of the mod, and we should all really thank him and the entirety of the dev team for giving us all of this. As you can see, this beauty of a mod, I must say. And he recently had eye surgery, and I really wish him the best. I hope if you're watching this, I hope you have a fast recovery, my friend. Now, that being said, I need to talk about this new update. So, last time the mod was actually updated, it was still on the version 1.5, and today it's on 1.9.3, I guess, but I'm playing this on 1.9.2. Anyways, in this new update, a lot of things have been added. There's literally a tutorial about economics, military politics, and kinda understand the gist of it, but I'm gonna explain it to you all throughout the gameplay, right? So this update, something that they went for is to give, well, they gave a lot of love the Middle East, basically the Arab world and the rest of the Middle East, in Afghanistan and Iran. I mean, almost every single country over here has focus tree. Saudi Arabia has one, Jordan, Syria, Iraq. Kuwait have one. Not sure about it. We need to wait because oh no, Kuwait doesn't, it has the generic 50s tree. But I mean, Qatar and Bahrain, and I think also the UAE. Oh no, the UAE doesn't. Qatar and Bahrain has focus tree. Saudi Arabia, North Yemen, since well, Yemen was divided. Egypt, Libya, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, Iran, I already said that. Even Lebanon has one. Even though it was like, because Lebanon was the only country in the area without a tree. But there's been a lot of research done to give us this tree, but some fixings need to be done in it, and that will of course happen with all countries in the future. Yugoslavia got a tree, of course. A lot of the Warsaw Pact got a tree. North Korea, South Korea, all of these. It was a huge update. It was a huge update, and I really wasn't sure, wasn't certain what nation I should. Oh, of course, there's also one more country got a focus tree in the area, but you take a guess which one. Anyways, I thought about Iraq, but wasn't too sure. Maybe Yugoslavia, or even for a time, for a little bit, Lebanon. But recently, my friend Woodstock, well, he has a huge channel, HOI4 channel, and he made started a series playing this mod as a country that, well, we all know which state I am talking about, but we are not gonna really mention all in this series, or at least try not to mention it at all in this series. And I felt kind of a disturbance in the universe more than I saw a cursed picture that I'm gonna edit it inside. Yeah, basically to give you an understanding. It's Gamal Abd el Nasser, the president of the United Arab Republic, and Bashir Gemayel, the would-be president of Lebanon in 1982 during the Lebanese Civil War. And these two guys, I'm reluctant to call Bashir Gemayel a president, but everybody has his own opinion, and he didn't really take office because, well, bad things happened to let's just say these two people aren't really ideologically friends, but let's just move on. So I sensed a really disturbance in the universe, as if the south became the north and the north became the south, and I had a great idea to bring back balance to the disturbed reality that we live in, is to play as the United Arab Republic. Now, as you can see, it's not united or even a republic, because we're starting off in 1949 as the Kingdom of Egypt that got its independence, between quotations, by 1922. The first Arab-Israeli war had been concluded, and the Nakba, or the catastrophe, had happened. We have, alright, yeah, they actually talk. We have control over the Gaza. Can I please select Gaza? Come on. What? Alright, we have control over the Gaza Strip, and Jordan has control over the West Bank, but yeah. So, first of all, so the British has the Suez Canal, but it's in 1949, and we're gonna have capturing the Suez Canal as a priority. So we have a bunch of generals, and right, so out of all of these, we only have Muhammad Najib. It's written Naguib, but I don't know if it should be pronounced Naguib or like Najib, because Egyptian dialect is kind of weird, since the G is pronounced like a J. Yeah, like for example, Gamal Abd el Nasser. It's not Gamal, it's Jamal, but the Egyptian dialect is pronounced as a J. However, I'm gonna just give it to Muhammad Ali Fahmi. Yeah, you can notice that the UI is really small, you know, the interface, and that's because I kinda had to have all of these show up, or else we won't see them. Anyway, so what's the goals of this campaign? It's already been 10 minutes and I haven't started. I apologize, but goal of this campaign, let's first of all check these areas and start training our men. Let's put Muhammad Fawzi over here, because you never know what could happen, and you know, let's get ourselves Field Marshal, and everybody should be training. Right, so what are the goals of this campaign? Goal number 1, become a republic. Goal number 2, bring Nasser, Abd el Nasser, into power. Goal number 3, kick the British out. Goal number 4, basically fulfill Nasser's dream. Right, so let's see our situation over here. We have mobilized the Arab League, which kinda give us a lot of buffs. We have an incompetent army officers, which we should really get rid of, and we have a resource consumption, since we have a lot of more consumptions, the demand and consumption, than there is production. What we lack? We lack a lot of demand over food, but we do have a lot of food being produced, so but we need to work on we need to work on some of these. We are on a civilian economy, but we need to war economy, hopefully. And who do we have in power? We have King Farouk I. He's a party king. an unpopular monarch, and you can see his title. He is the descendant of an Albanian dude. The British saw he looked European enough to put him in power. Go figure, it's always the Albanians. With all respect, of course. So what we're gonna go first? The national focus tree is alright, as you can see, it is massive, and we have old history here and here, and of course over here. We have the army, which should go down with as soon as we can. Now the state of foreign affairs, and we will start with the Mad King. Farouk is undeniably a very charming man, but he is also capricious and irresponsible. He is immensely rich and loves to gamble, and is a miser and a kleptomaniac. If he wants something, he will take it. He was not only stolen from his subjects, but also from Churchill, even with women. He seems to prefer other men's wives. He doesn't take no for an answer. If there were 7 deadly sins, it was said he would find a name. Yay! We have a crazy guy in power. Alright, and here we shall, before we start, I also want to start researching. As you can see, it's incredibly a huge research tree. They worked it from the ground up. We also have helicopters, and we have space. We have rocket technology, space technology, which we don't really have any interest in a space race right now. It's more for the Soviets and the Americans. But just imagine the Arabs colonizing Mars. And of course we have what we might go into, weapons of mass destruction. But first of all, I just really want to go with computers. It's gonna take almost a year, so yay. Can't go down anything without having computers, and these are like 1950, which is a year too far. What do I want to research? Alright, this is all 1950. So let's research this. So we get to the 50s, and let's talk pins, and by the way, this tree, which it will give you some cavalry, desert special forces. It should be in this section. It's probably fixed by now, but we're gonna get some special weapons. Or you know what, let's get ourselves the AK-47. What can we... Alright, so I think we need to train more divisions. Let's look at the plates. Oh, militias. I really want militias. For now, what do we need? Let's look at our logistics. You know what? Start producing trucks, and you know what? You can never be an Arab without a Katyusha rocket launcher. This is like our rule at this point, because we're gonna really need some Katyusha rocket launchers. I mean, it worked for some people in 2006, so it might as well work for us in 1949. And you know what? We will definitely need an air force, fighters, and close air support. Can we add anything more? No. Alright, or you know what? I think I'm gonna just leave it at that, and I'm gonna see what I plan to do. Stock stuff. Alright, so let's start the game. And I'm not gonna be reading events. And of course, as you can notice, these videos are gonna be longer than my usual HOI4 videos because, I mean, we're playing on a span of 20 years from like the 50s to the 70s, so we can complete everything that United Arab Republic has, and like this mod goes along the entirety of the Cold War era, so gonna be jumping from Folk Street to Folk Street. What do we need? Light artillery, support equipment, and light weapons. It appears we do have some problems. Alright. We're not gonna be using this right now, so we need light artillery. Oh, there's too much. What else do we need? We need support equipment and light tank. Where's our light tanks? We have only basic mechanical transport. Oh wait, here it is. Light tank. And you know what? I just want to focus on fighters. So let's get ourselves support equipment. And here we go. What do you want to build? What can we do? Alright, anyway, so as you can see, our GDP per capita, our general GDP, let's call it GDP per capita, is I think it's like 0.11. I can't really read it quite well. We have no debts, thankfully. But if we ever need some, we have negative budget. We can always go to good old IMF. But we're not gonna do that. No, thank you, sir. We need more food. More food, let's see. So listen. So here's what we can construct. We can construct office parks, which will give us more money. Industrial parks, which are like civilian factories, military industrial parks, power plants, which gives us more electricity but less fuel. And we can also have some agricultural districts, which are also based on how the area is. Example, here it's more of a desert, and it's industrialized. We need to industrialize Siena. And we cannot industrialize just yet some areas, but I want to build a power plant over in here. What we lack? Let's see. We lack a lot. We do not lack oil, gas, petrochemicals. It is something we do not lack, but we lack electricity. So we're gonna fix that, and everything would be good. By the way, the mod comes with a twin mod, which is a music mod over here, but a lot of this is copyrighted, and like a bug in the communist music, where always the same song, the first song is played over and over and over again. There is a special there's a special radio for the Arab countries. It's called Sawt al-Arab, or the voice of the Arabs, and we're not gonna play it just yet. But we're gonna check. So the Mark League has capitulated, and the People's Liberation Army is doing good. The Korean War is gonna be interesting because last time I played the mod, I tried it out, playing as Lebanon. Basically the North would advance, and then the South would advance, and then the North would counterattack them, and then the momentum will stop and it will be reversed. Seoul was captured and recaptured a million fucking times. So, there's that. Production, oh, so. Alright, there's also sometimes the mod just freezes for a bit. It is loading up, as you can see, as you can probably see in the video. You can also buy guns. We do not have enough right now, so yeah. So we can work on our GDP per capita, GDP, and when this grows, and we can also use money for policies. We can have fiscal policies like welfare, military, CI. We can see we have social opinions. We have women's rights, which we are gonna work on. Media laws, we're gonna keep that. State media, minority rights, we're gonna see what we can do about that. And of course, we have the finances. So we are getting monthly plus 4.82, as you can see over here. This is our income, and these are what we are spending. These are our policies, as you can see. These are the parties, and well, father of comedy has died. Alright, so the Mark League is gone. That's the release of 1984, just like it's a book about oppressive governments, old wars, and we're gonna say it sounds rather familiar about that. Father of comedy has died. This is about us. Najib al-Rihani, the father of Egyptian comedy, has died of typhus, filming his last film, Ghazal al-Banat, at the age of 60 in Cairo. He was born in Abshiriya, Cairo, to an Chaldean Iraqi father from the city of Mosul in Iraq by the name of Ilyas Rihani, who worked as a horse expert and trader and eventually settled in Cairo, where he met and married Najib's mother, a Coptic Egyptian woman from Cairo. Najib is educated in the French school Le Frère in Cairo. He established his own theatrical group in the late 1910s in Cairo and partnered with his lifelong friend. I cannot read this. I can't see the words. Is it an R or a B? Baidi Khairi, I think, in adapting several French theater hits to the Egyptian stage and later to the cinema. Arihani had a turbulent marriage with Badia Sabni, a Levantine actress and dancer. They separated before his death. Allah yarhamu, or rest in peace. May God have mercy on him. It's the literal translation of Allah yarhamu. So most of the music you're gonna listen to this in the mod is edited in by me. Some would be from the radio that I'm gonna from time to time post you in or make you listen it or anything. Do not know what I'm rambling about, to be honest, but Yeah, so you will notice when it's game, a mod, music, or when it's edited in. Well, you would notice that. As you can see, East Turkestan is here, but not for too long. Wait, for some reason I like this guy's. Like, he's bold, but not bold, and just seems interesting. An interesting hairstyle, to say the least. Of course, China's civil war has resumed. Right, so we have the Mad King. It happened. It started. And now we're gonna go for starting to open our government. We're gonna ban all red cars or visit France. Let's ban all red cars. Oh, let me read this for you. You're gonna laugh at this. The king loves red cars and racing, but hates when the police interfere with his driving. As such, he has decided to ban all red cars so the police know it's him driving. Absolute mad lad. Idiot at everything else, but he's a living testimony for mad laddery, and we're gonna combat side influence. Also, we're gonna fastly adopt the infantry AA. It's gonna take 140 days, but it's gonna be better than nothing. We want to combat British influence, stay independent. By the way, advisors had been removed from the game, from the mods, so it's that. And now you can see that I want an air base. Alright, we have one, so Cairo, and we have our first two fighters. But you can train. Where I want to show you something. Where is it? As you see, it's so cool. So cool what they did over here. So yeah, good job on that, guys. Just gonna check the tutorial if we ever need it. And fun fact, some little countries like city-states like Trieste, San Marino, which is an elected socialist city-state, and you have the Vatican City. Now, why does the Vatican exist? It exists for one single reason in the mod. This country ties everything together, all the mechanics, everything from the IMF to the weapon sales to all the mechanics are centered on the Vatican City, on the Vatican. So without it, basically the mod will collapse on itself. And I think Trieste is here for political reasons between Italy and Yugoslavia. San Marino is just a meme. Oh, that's Corsica? That's Sardinia. I think it is, every state is pronounced, yeah, by its own language. And of course you have the Sarland, oh no, this is the French, Sar Protectorate, for some reason, they exist. Right, so we're just gonna, you know what, produce 10 fighters for now, and then see what we can do. Let's put the fighters really down. And how's the training going, guys? It's going good. Very good. Oh yeah, the Syrian Republic is under Hosni al-Zaim. Good government. He's nationalist? No way. Can't be with the SSMP. the reactionary dude. He's a military dictator. Let me give you a quick look on the Syrian tree. Right, so you have Hosni al-Zaim, and you have Adib Shishapli, and you have the democracy is back. Then they can form the United Arab Republic with us, but until then they're just gonna do nothing really. Right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just wait till this focus is over. An event will appear, I will read that event, and that will be it for the most part. So, as I said before, 30 minutes each video, considering how long it's gonna be. We're still in 1949. Right, as you can see, Africa is not decolonized. There are actually wars ongoing over in Tunisia and over here in Malaysia. Oh bro, Sukarno over here doing all the nice stunts. Of course, there's the the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. I don't know if I should call them Viet Minh or Viet Cong, to be honest. And I don't know. But they don't start as in a war, but more like border conflicts. They can start up with their focus tree. And the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. Then there's gonna be the Vienna Accords. Geneva, I apologize. Geneva, why did I say Vienna? But as you can see, so North Korea has an interesting focus tree. And they start off with a good army. Japan is under military occupation by the Allies, and that's Douglas MacArthur. Yep, MacArthur. Of course, there's the Soviet Union under Papa Stalin, and the Federal Republic of Germany, and the now Soviet military occupation zone, which I believe it's gonna turn into and I don't believe it will become the German Democratic Republic, but I prefer the name DDR, not GDR. DDR just sounds nice. We have it recently over here. No one can beat our mad lad Farouk. Oh, and so a lot of shit is going over here. PRC established foreign ministries. Interesting. Mongolian recognition campaign. Alright, it's recognized. Siam, Thailand changed its national name once more. Alright. And Abdul Hussein Azir was found dead. Yeah, the Iranian situation is really complicated in this mod. Not in the mod, but in the actual real life. As you can see by their tree over here, they're massive. That unit of a tree, they're basically changing prime ministers every 100 days. Just not gonna end up well. Oh. But let's read this event and finish the video. King Farouk bans all red cars. King Farouk has announced today that all red cars in Egypt are banned effective immediately, and only he is allowed to own any. The only exceptions are the military jeeps painted red that travel as part of the king's entourage. The king is known for his fleet of expensive cars, including a 1947 fiery red Bentley Mark 6 and the red Mercedes-Benz by 540k, which was a gift from the famed Austrian painter. Much of King Farouk's loyalists have praised the law, stating that the king should be the only one who is worthy to use such vehicles. Anonymous opponents have criticized the law as absolutely insane, or you mean mad laddery, and completely meaningless. Several individuals have come to the anonymous interview simply to state that the king has shot their tires while they were trying to pass him. King called these accusations unproven. Weird flex, but okay. Yeah, I mean, it is funny to read this, but I think that is true. I mean, look at him. Look at this mustache. Yeah, he looks like a creep, to be honest. I apologize, but yeah, with this portrait he does. Also, of course, stating the woman thing, and he doesn't accept no as a response. But just, yeah, I think he would do something like that. It's completely absurd. Just because he is a king, or who put him as a king? The British? He doesn't have the right to say what can people own and what people can't own and make himself like the best thing that ever happened. Oh, also, by the way, these guys...
Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar!
Yeah, God is the greatest, my friend. These guys are taking attrition because are not directly connected to Cairo because of this dying empire that we're gonna crush to pieces in 1956. Well, let the Russians and the Americans crush them to pieces, but I'll thank you all for watching. See you all in the next video.